Welcome back to the Greatest Storyteller podcast. I'm your narrator, Omari. Today's story is titled The Pandering Negro. As a Black woman in corporate America, there are a number of challenges you have to learn to navigate, like how to be soft in a way that white men and women would like to see you as. You have to demonstrate your intellect to the degree that appeases your Caucasian counterparts. Oh, and don't forget to straighten out that nappy hair. You can't have any Angela Davises walking down the halls. But the good thing for me is I happen to get a Black male boss. His name is DeAndre Mass. And while, I had high hopes for our work relationship, he sure did turn out to be the boss that I wish I never had. So I recently moved to this new team in my department, and it's under the leadership of DeAndre Mass. Now, I'm actually looking forward to working on this new team for various reasons, but primarily because I have a Black boss, right? For me, I'm thinking there's so many reasons that I could look forward to having a Black boss. And I know a lot of you might be thinking color shouldn't matter, but in my mind, I felt like I had an ally in DeAndre. Like he understands the plight of the Black man and maybe even the Black woman in corporate America. So surely, he would fight for me and show me that he's for the people. Yeah, so I was totally wrong and off about that. But a girl can dream. So, but DeAndre, right? DeAndre, he's a different type of Black guy. He's this light complected Black man who could probably pass for white, maybe, but definitely of the Black diaspora. And he grew up in Jamaica. That's an important fact. Now, DeAndre preferred that we call him Andre because I think he believed that it was more acceptable in corporate America. But I mean, come on. How many white Andres do you know? But sure, whatever. And Andre was also good at code switching. So what do I mean? He could like turn on and off his Blackness when it was convenient for him. Like it was really, really strange, but I guess that's how he connected with people in the office. He was one way with Black people and another way with white people. So anyway, one day Andre had came by my office to check in on my progress for an upcoming presentation that I was doing internally for a training with junior staff. And the presentation was essentially like helpful tips on how to advance in your career. So Andre says to me, "Hey, Omari, how's the presentation coming along? Things looking good?" So I replied, "Yeah, I mean, the presentation's coming along well. I actually have a few finishing touches on this bad boy, but once I get this sucker done, I'm going to send it off to you and have you review it. That sound good?" So Andre says in his weird way, uh-huh, uh, "Bad boy, huh? How creative. Yeah. Send me a draft to review and we'll go from there. Rad." Okay. Andre went about his way and that was that. So I'm finalizing this presentation and I get to the point where it's pretty much good to go. It's in draft form. Let me send it along to Andre for review. So, a couple of hours after emailing him the presentation, Andre walks to my office to discuss, the draft that he had an opportunity to review. And he says to me, "Hey, Omari, I read your presentation and yeah, I have to say you really put together something pretty good." So I naturally replied and I was like, "Yeah, it was a labor of love for sure." But I'm glad you really enjoyed it, Andre. In fact, I'm going to share a personal story with the audience about my upbringing and how I came from meager beginnings. I don't know. I think it would be a really good feel good moment and an opportunity to relate to the audience. So Andre then says, in a totally different voice and even a totally different language, me know what you mean. Me clean floors with me coconut shells and shuck sugarcane as a pickaninny. You understand? Me work hard to get to where me at now. Wait, whoa, huh? What? What the fuck just happened here? So I literally stared at Andre with like a look I don't even think I can describe because I was so thrown off from the code switching. It was just like 1 minute he was this, I guess, black guy, and then he turned into some Rastafarian from some little town in Jamaica. Like I didn't understand it, how he transposed. And as alarmed as I was, I wanted to stay, I don't know, just blank because it was so weird, you guys. It was so weird. So the only thing that I could do to not like set him off and go deeper into his Jamaican roots is just say, yeah, exactly. That's it. But I am totally freaked out. So before Andre could reply to my, yeah, totally, I get it. That's exactly what I mean. Andre's boss walked by and said, "Oh, hey, Andre, how was that visit to Italy with your family?" And I kid you not, you guys, without hesitation, Andre says, in now his, I guess, white voice or corporate voice, we'll say it's corporate. He says, "Oh, we had a superb time. I got to tell you, the architect of the historical buildings were breathtaking. The food was decadent, and the auspicious feeling that I had for the country. Oh, I got to tell you, it left me in a daze. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better vacation, you know?" Wait, what? Who is this Negro transformer? Like just a minute ago, he was a struggling Jamaican from the backwoods of Maypen. And now he's some cultural traveled black. I swear, you guys, you cannot make this stuff up. So his boss says to him, That's great to hear. Nice to see you back, by the way. We got to do lunch soon." And then his boss walks away. So now I'm left with this bipolar black guy, and I'm hoping he like wraps it up. And sure enough, he did. So Andre turns back to me almost as like nothing just happened, and he says, maintaining his now corporate voice, "Good job again on your presentation. I got to catch up with you soon." And then he like scurries away. Guys, I cannot tell you how strange that interaction was. And it was probably the strangest interaction that I've ever witnessed. I mean, it was odd. But what's the moral of the story here? I got to be honest, I really don't know. I mean, I guess as a black man, make sure you're a good actor in corporate America. I mean, I don't know what to say after that. It was such a strange moment. Like Andre is weird and I don't know why. Like all he has to do is be himself, and not just for his boss, but for everybody. Like just be you. I mean, come on. The man told his childhood trauma story in patois. That's not you. You didn't say anything when your boss walked by. You switched up your whole demeanor, your whole voice. Who are you? Seriously, like just be yourself, I guess. I don't know. It was just, I'm so sorry. I'm still caught up. Like it's so weird. But you see, Andre couldn't be himself because, in my opinion, he lost himself in the silly acts that he puts on to fit in, right? And it's very weird. He must be super miserable, like deep down inside. But that's the lane that he chose. And while I may not get the whole, switching it up in corporate America, like you're one way with your black friends and another way with your white counterparts. I don't know. It's just all weird to me. But I guess it's worth it for a nice title and fancy trips to Italy. The end. Thanks for listening. Share your thoughts on this story. Also, be sure to check out some of my other great stories on the Greatest Storyteller podcast.